Well, President Obama goes to Chicago today to pitch his health care plan, and he may be facing a tough crowd. For more on that, we take you to the White House. Hans Nichols is standing by. So, Hans, Obama is speaking to the AMA, American Medical Association in Chicago. What can we expect, except for a tough crowd?
Well, more bitter medicine from the president, Deirdre. The White House over this weekend offered their first dose of that. They said that they expect about $200 billion in cost cuts to hospitals. That came out in the Saturday radio address from the president. The White House is really signaling two things with a number like that. One, they remain publicly committed to keeping this budget neutral. And two, if this plan is going to be budget neutral, it's going to be very painful for a lot of members of Congress, and that these costs aren't going to come easy. Now, what the White House is saying is that short term, there will be some pain, there will be some costs, but long term, they'll start seeing a return on this, and it'll get the economy and deficit spending, turn that around. Deirdre?
So, Hans, how do these cost estimates mesh with the White House's argument that health care will be unaffordable if it isn't reformed?
Well, one of the problems, the honest accounting, I guess, is the phrase that the White House is using. You heard that from the president over the weekend in his radio address. The problem with honest accounting is that it's starting with this baseline number of the president's, which is $950 billion. And a lot of outside analysts, they're putting that number closer to $2 trillion. So there's a big gap here in what people are saying health care is going to cost and what the White House is still claiming. The difference there isn't small. It isn't just a rounding error.
And what are some of the other estimates out there, Hans?
Yeah. I was saying there that $2 trillion cost, and of course Senator Kennedy has a plan that Republicans are saying is about $1.8 trillion. Along with the debate about how much this will cost, there's a corollary debate going on, and that is, how do you pay for it? And right now there appears to be as much of a difference between Democrats and the White House as there are between Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill. So the debate this week will be about the total price tag and also where do you find the revenue streams. There's still a lot of discussion to be had on that. Deirdre?
All right, Hans, thanks very much. Hans Nichols there reporting from the White House.